slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die?
Cassandra is one of Marvel's deadliest villains. What's the best and hardest thing about taking on that responsibility?
The best thing is the fun. I think villains get to have the most fun. It's a lot of pressure when she hasn't been on screen before, and I'm taking her into that next level, but it's an honor. I did delve into the source material, especially her origin story being the evil twin sister of Professor X. I found that fascinating, and it's a dynamic that I could really bring into this film because of the added aspect of Wolverine being in this one.
Did you get a chance to talk with Patrick or James about the character?
No, it actually didn't cross my mind. I went back and watched bits of their performances because I was really interested in seeing how they'd portrayed a character who's telepathic, so mental, so cerebral.
How did you develop how Cassandra would sound?
That was hard. That's also something I looked to Patrick and James' performances for.
I'm Charles Xavier. Would you like some breakfast?
And I sort of went, I guess, for a bit of an elevated British accent, which I thought would be quite fitting. I think my big lesson from this film was actually less is more with Cassandra. Just because you're playing a villain, you think that you should be larger than life and come in, with a very strong take. And actually, for Cassandra in particular, less was definitely more.
Boys are so silly.
This is the third movie you've been working on with Ryan. What would fans be surprised to know about him as an actor, as a person?
I think that there's a relentlessness to Ryan that people probably underestimate, because Ryan makes it look so easy. Making these Deadpool movies so great is really hard. And let me also flag that Ryan's performance as Deadpool is, in my eyes, as singular and iconic as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Us? A team? The answer is yes. Shake on it.
There's a sense that everything he does is effortless, but he is a relentless planner and a relentless developer, and somebody who is constantly refining and working very, very hard. So the amount of effort, maximum effort, that he puts into everything is remarkable and is the true reason for his success.
Maximum effort.
You talk about friends here. Your bond runs deep with Ryan, but it also runs deep with Hugh.
Even deeper with Hugh. We're talking Real Steel, an IMDb favorite.
Yeah.
I've never made a movie where the box office outcome is so out of whack to the enduring love. Seriously, not a week goes by in 12 years, 13 years, where someone doesn't talk to me or ask me about Real Steel.
You deserve better.
And it was on Real Steel, where Hugh and I were shooting, and apropos of nothing, I remember him saying, hey buddy, if you ever meet and work with Ryan Reynolds, I don't think you guys are ever gonna stop. And the fact that that's exactly how this is played out, it's okay, Hugh, you're handsome, you have a good body, you're good at acting, and you're a prophet. It's it's enough. It's enough talent.
Some things never change.
They're just two very, very incredibly humble and kind men, in addition to being gigantic movie stars. The one thing I think about Hugh that surprised me the most is actually in that giant set where the paparazzi leaked the 20th Century Fox photo. And that was a really big turnaround, right? And we had to move all of our equipment from one side to the other. And I see Hugh in his full costume and everything, and he carried his chair all the way across that quarry. And he didn't even have an assistant on set. To me, that was pretty shocking.
They're very chill people. They're really easy to hang out with, and they're just really nice. I don't know if that's surprising because they appear very nice as well. I mean, you don't have to be worried about meeting heroes. They are heroes. They're fantastic.
Stop it.
Was there anything that was off limits from the get-go?
The one thing that people have seen in the footage in the trailers is drug use.
You holding?
Kevin said that was the one thing that he felt he was a little prudish about, and sure enough, everyone respected that, but in true Deadpool fashion, they wrote a joke right away that addressed it directly, and the rest is history.
Wanna do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
Nothing was off limit. I did, and in my memory, it was a casual remark that I made about the cocaine jokes from the first couple movies just seemed kind of stale to me. And Ryan and Shawn translated that into studio mandate against cocaine. And what do? They turn it into great cocaine jokes.
Bolivian marching powder.
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
There was one joke, the details of which I think we are sworn to silence, where the request came down, hey, could you maybe change that one joke? And Ryan, who is something of a subversive rebel, Ryan swapped out that joke, and the new joke is just as shocking and audacious. So find the most audacious joke in the movie and know that it used to be even worse.
Ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead.
Shut the up. Oh my God.
Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan.